welcome back. I haven't uploaded in a lot of while, a long while now, but so I've come back with something new. So today I'll be doing card tricks. So what I'm gonna do is first I'm gonna do the performance. So how we'll do this is I'll show you the performance of the trick, and then I'll give you the tutorial on how to do it. So let's start off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give this sort of a shuffle like that. I'm going to give it riffle shuffle just so that we can make sure that the spectator can trust us. Alright, if you want a separate tutorial of how to do the riffle shuffle or the cuts, please comment down below and I will give a separate tutorial for the cuts and the riffle shuffle. Okay, so you need any ordinary playing cards deck for this, and yeah, so I'll start off with the performance. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask a spectator to touch 4 cards from this deck and kind of make a selection. Now the selection has to be thoughtful because they have to think of finding 4 cards that are similar. So like they could find the 4 sevens, the 4 kings, the 4 aces, or anything like that. So we're gonna ask them to try. Okay, so I'm gonna have a spectator pick out 4 cards for us. So once the spectator picks out their card, you out jog it, and once they've picked out all 4, then you take them out. You can do it any way you want. I like doing this method because it's effective. You don't have to take it out in a separate pile and all. Right, so once we have the 4 cards, we're going to take the 4 cards out and we're going to place it on the table for everyone to watch. So we have all 4 of these, so we're going to put them on top of the deck and we're going to count them down. So what we're going to do is we're going to count it down. So we have the 5 of diamonds, we have the queen of spades, we have the 10 of clubs, and we have the jack of diamonds. Right, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the jack of diamonds down and I'm going to put all the other 3 cards right down here. So over here I'm going to take the jack of diamonds and basically balance these 3 cards with the jack of diamonds. Right, I'm going to sort of pick it up, and instant you will see all the cards over here have turned into the ace. You can check all of them. They're single cards, there's no double card or any such thing. And with that, let's go on to the tutorial. Now for the tutorial there's a little bit of setup, but to avoid someone from finding out the setup, you would put the 4 aces on the top, or any 4 cards you want, because I would put the aces because I find it a bigger reveal, because aces are like a standard amazing card. So I would love to do it with the aces, so we put the aces on top. Now from here, what you're gonna do is, to avoid the spectator from choosing one of the top 4 cards, what you're gonna do is you're gonna place your thumb and move. When you're moving the cards, you will move all the 4 cards or a pack at once and then start. So you will like force them to pick it from this part and not from there, because you place your whole thumb there. So that's one trick. Other than that, you can also, to confuse them a bit, you could do a false cut, which I will give a tutorial of in another video. So basically you could give a false cut into showing that you have shuffled the deck even though you haven't, and the whole pack will still remain the same. False cuts are really useful for when you want to keep, there's a whole like setup in the whole deck. So you would use false cuts so that the spectator would think you've shuffled them, but you actually haven't. So the different types of false cuts, which I will do in another video separately. Then because this is a 4 card control to the top, you can also do a riffle shuffle and keep the top 4 cards on the top. So you can keep like a pack to make sure that all 4 cards are on top. Now after you've done that, so you will ask them to pick 4 cards. Let's say he picked this, 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 and this, right? You'll out jog them, you take them out, and then now I would prefer, when you take out all 4 cards, you put them down on the table and ask the spectator to see it. Why? Because you will now have to hold a pinky break of the top 4 cards. either with a pinky, which I find harder, or with the thumb. So what you could do is you could count down 4 cards with your thumb, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then you could push them sort of and hold a pinky break. You have to get a practice of this, or you could put them down. You could tell the spectator to watch this and then just shuffle through it, put your pinky over here and then hold it and then square it up while they're looking there. Then you ask for the deck, you put the deck on top. So now when you're gonna pick up the pile, you're gonna have 8 cards in total. The first 4 ones that they chose and the other 4 aces. So you're gonna pick up the pack like this. Now you're gonna hold it like this to hide the depth of the cards, because if it's thicker, that means you're holding more than 4 cards. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hide it by using all 4 fingers, so no one can tell if it's 1 card or 4 cards, and you're always gonna hold it like this. So if you're righty, then your right arm should be visible and it should the card should be at an angle. But if you're a lefty, it should be like this and the other pile will be in your right hand. So you're gonna do it like this to hide the width, also this part, so they couldn't see it. So you'll do it like that and you'll count off the cards. Now how are you supposed to count off the cards? You will pull with your thumb and you will pull this up, also holding down your thumb to make it turn, and then you leave it. So you count 1 card, you count the 2nd card, and then you count the 3rd card. Now once you've counted 3 cards, if you count this, then you'll see another card face down, and they'll be worried of how the 5th card came. So what you'll have to do is you'll just have to take that pile like this, hiding the depth. They'll think it's 1 card, and you place it down on the pack. You put it suddenly so that they do not notice the thickness of the cards. So once you've done that, you have replaced the other 3 cards with the 4 aces. So now you have this 1 card that you now have to get rid of, and then you have the 4 aces. What you're gonna do now is something that I would like to call a psychological effect. You are gonna put this single card down. You're gonna put 3 aces, saying that they are 3 of the other cards. Now over here you are going to create a psychological effect while talking to them. What you will say is, you will talk to them about the process you're gonna do, and while you're doing that, you're gonna hold a pinky break under 1 card, which is the last ace. So you're gonna hold a pinky break right there. So what you're gonna do is, no pinky break, right? You put the 3 cards. So now this is what you do. Now I have the last card, 1 card over here and the other 3 cards over here. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take this card over here, you're gonna hold the pinky, and I'm going to, now you'll sort of get an excuse to get the card on the deck to get a hold of the other ace right behind it. So you're gonna dust it or just get it over there and do something so that they don't notice that you did it deliberately. It's just natural. That's what you have to make it seem like. So you got the card here, you're gonna say, so we're gonna take this card, we're gonna balance it. Now you're gonna pick up both the cards such that the ace is right behind it. You're gonna take these 3 up and you're gonna say, I'm gonna flip it over, and all of your cards. Now what they notice is, first of all, their attention goes to this, this and this. So while their attention is on these 3, you have to sneak and take that card to the deck and slowly put this down while spreading all the 4 aces, and make sure you put that card back on the deck. Right? So I'm going to do this whole move for you so you could concentrate and watch it properly. Right? So I have this card. Right? I'm going to take this card, pinky break, balance these 3 cards like this, flip it, and as you see, so you take that, as you see, all 4 cards turn into the ace. So that's the tutorial, guys. If you find any move hard or you cannot understand it, please tell me in the comments down below.
Every day, 24/7.